What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another weekly wrap-up here from PowerWOD.com. Here we have Joel. Most of the guys on this day were working up to 5 singles, 5 heavy singles. So hopefully looking at 80% and above. It's just going to kind of depend. Here's Joel. I think this is about this is a 65-pound bar and 3 plates side. So it's 335 or so for a pretty high single, which is good for him. Here's Jay Gray. She was deadlifting, had her do 3 singles at 90%. She is an exceptional sumo puller. So and you can kind of see how her back rounds a little bit here, right there. She's been out of practice. She hasn't been necessarily as consistent as we'd like her to be throughout the whole week. So she's still working back into things, but that ended up actually being a 3-rep PR for her conventional pull, which is always nice. You can sneak in a nice PR even without being totally consistent. There was Andrew. This is broken toe Sean, still moving up in weight, still feeling good. Here we have Andrew. Andrew did a little bit of a spin on things, wanted to break a rep PR for himself, so took 505 and tried to do it for reps. I think his rep PR was 8-ish. He ended up doing 5 or 6, which, all considering, he didn't think was the greatest of attempts for him. But we ended up having him do 2 more sets with 505. And I think he ended up with he did like 6, 4, and then 4 again. So he ended up with a lot more reps total as far as volume goes. May not have just had the gas to kind of eke out everything that he wanted to. Here's Sean. Put on a pair of knee wraps here just to try and get a little bit more of an overload at the top. And here is Linda Barnes, our phenom here. I'm one of the most proud lifters here. Most proud of her. She's been with me for a long time. 63-year-old grandma of like 8, getting ready for a meet here. So you'll see her kind of working into her suit. Here's Andrew again, hitting up another couple sets here at 505 or 525. Andrew always really takes his squats very, very low. He's got really nice positioning. When he ends up going wrong, he'll kind of shoot his ass up and chin up. Here's Linda here. This is about 345 or so. So here you have a little bit of a slip there. She doesn't train in her suit a whole lot as much as we would like. Here's Sean with his top end here again in knee wraps. Just trying to get him to feel a little bit more weight. Oh, that was easy. Maybe it wasn't his top. Here is Moneymaker Mike, the man, hitting 385 for a 40-pound PR for him. You can see at the bottom he kind of kicks his ass up a little bit and uses a lot more lower back. Here's Linda again, just working down in her suit. Put her knee wraps on. But for Mike, that's something that we're trying to break him of, but it's just going to take some time. Here's Shannon working on her 5 singles in the squat. She did really, really well. This is a special moment, everybody. I would like you to introduce you to the PowerWOD Gym Falcon named Falcor. You can see just how majestic and awesome Falcor is up there. As we kind of switch to Nabil. I know it's going to be hard to believe looking at those socks and those shoes, but Nabil is not necessarily from this country. He's foreign. I know that's going to be surprising to people because, America, USA, #1. I think that says it on his shirt. But Nabil is a lifter. He's been with us for about a year, almost 2 years actually, and he's come a long, long way. Believe it or not, he almost weighs 150 pounds. He's able to rep out 300 or so. Here we go. Switch over to bench day. On this day, our kind of the prescribed workout was a 3x3 at 80%, and then 5 doubles at 90%. Always have the pleasure of having Andrew Zavala with us. Here's Mitch Rothbart. He's getting ready for a meet, so he kind of took an opener or a heavy double. Here's our resident Olympic lifter, Ian Droz, a.k.a. Drunk Ian, a.k.a. Drowsy Ian, doing some snatch grip deadlifting here. Here's our resident cop. I think we're just going to call everyone some sort of resident something. What do you think, Mike? This is our resident cop, Eric, kind of repping things out. You can kind of see his butt raises off the bench there, but it's a heavy set for him, so any way that we need to get him that top overload, I always say is best. Here's Ian going to 405 for a snatch grip deadlift off the floor for a triple. He did this 3 times, I believe. for him, that's right around 90%. So it's a good idea. Here's some of the CrossFitters that we have that are joining us. You can kind of see they're not the most familiar with the bench, so that's why they need work. But they're working hard. They're trying to just get their press better overall, and bench pressing is one of the best ways in order to do it. There I am throwing some weight around. Here's the resident cop again. The 315 is pretty good for Eric. He's been kind of he works a horrible schedule, so anything that we can get him in is always good. Here's Andy, close gripping, just getting some work in for himself. Andy's always a very, very strong bencher, benched over 750 pounds in competition. Blind Tim, getting some work done, which is always good. Blind Tim's bench has come up a whole hell of a lot. He's been working very, very hard. Here I am again with a paused 405. This is what I like to call the asshole press. This is when your judge falls asleep and you touch your chest there, and then you have to wake him up, and then you get the press command. So it's always good to be ready for anything and everything in those situations. Here's Broken Toe Sean doing some bamboo bar, just technically called the earthquake bar. He originally started with the kettlebells that you can kind of see underneath to the side there, and he almost knocked his beard off. He was shaking so much. So he was initially working on the theory that more weight would actually steady you and secure you to the ground a little bit more. But in actuality, that's not necessarily true with the earthquake bar. It's going to shake you around. This is a great tool for anyone who has tightness issue in the bench. Going to just really force your shoulders and force your upper back to be very, very active throughout the press. And learn that, you know, a real bench press is kind of you're rowing it down with your lats and then you're pressing it with your triceps. Everything else just needs to be very, very static and stable. Here is, oh my gosh, Judy Cordano, surprise attack with the poppers. Tim found the poppers in the gym the other day, so we decided to have those around. Here's Drunk Ian doing a little bit of front squatting. This is one of his top 2 sets. This is at least 405. He worked up to 435 and ended up just missing a PR. Here's Blind Tim doing some bamboo bench as well. This is something that when Mark Bell and I were at Westside probably about 5 years ago at this point, we walked into the gym and saw their top benchers, who all benched over 900 pounds, had the bamboo bar loaded up over right about to the limit at about 300 pounds, moving it as if it was nothing. And then you'd see someone who benched 800 pounds get on the bar, and you could see the difference in the way that they handled the bar. And here's a nice cock spot from Andy, which is always helpful. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again. We wrap up. Check us out next week. Look for some more content coming on the YouTubes. We'll see you then. Thanks.